Orca 0319, The Journey from the Beach to the Exhibit Hall by Flannery, California Academy of Sciences.
Hi everyone, I am the Ornithology and Mammalogy Collection Manager, and I also oversee our marine mammal stranding program. We cover about 400 miles of coastline and bay shoreline in the San Francisco Bay Area, and we respond to any dead marine mammal that washes up within that area, all under authorization by the National Marine Fishery Service. So I'm going to take you to another dead cetacean, in this case a dolphin. This is 0319. The O stands for Orca, and offshore, it is part of the offshore ecotype species of Orca. And 319, it was identified as the 319th offshore orca by the researchers who study live orcas, not by us. So on Thanksgiving of 2011, dead whales almost always land on holiday weekends. We got a call that there was an 18-foot dead orca on a beach about an hour and a half north of San Francisco in Point Reyes National Seashore, a very remote beach. The next day, my Black and White Friday, I worked with one of my staff members and we went out just to take initial observations in case it washed out overnight, because we had to assess how to get to this animal. It was a very treacherous journey the first day, and then the next subsequent trips we went a different route, which was also very hard, a half-mile walk across a big steep grassy cliff, down a steep, very steep sandy hillside that you had to go down on your butt, over an intertidal area that was tidally dependent to the beach where the orca was laying stranded. So we did do a necropsy. We partner with the Marine Mammal Center, which are the live mammal responders in our area. A small team of about 10 people went out on the second visit. We opened up the entire animal to try and determine the cause of death. The results from the necropsy were inconclusive. We didn't have a real good idea of what had happened to this male. But we did notice the first day that he had very worn down teeth, almost to the gum line, with lots of abscesses in the teeth. And I took pictures of his saddle patch and his dorsal fin and sent them to all of the marine mammal researchers who study live orcas. That's how I know this is 0319. They were able to identify him right away. He'd been seen 11 times over the course of his lifetime, which was about 12 to 15 years old. So even though his teeth were really worn down, he was not an old animal. We have an orca skull in our collection from 1979 that also has worn teeth, and the story that went with that skull is she was an old matriarch and her teeth were really worn down, and the rest of the group fed her. However, what we learned from this orca is that this group, the offshore ecotypes, primarily eat sharks, and shark skin has dermal denticles, and that wears down their teeth. So we've since done the genetics on our orca downstairs, the old female, who is not an old female, but is actually an offshore ecotype. So if you have an orca skull in your collection, look at the teeth. If they're really worn down, you could have an offshore ecotype. When the researchers who study live orcas realized who this was, they said, "You got to get the whole skeleton." And I said, "No way. We can't do it. We have 2 people." But they were really excited about it, so I got a group of about 20 volunteers. We made 5 trips out to the beach to haul out all of the bones. So we could not let it decay on the beach because it would have washed away. We brought it back to the museum. We spent about a year cleaning it in our tank. And then in 2013, we had an exhibit on the main floor called Built for Speed, and we articulated the skeleton. We had 37 volunteers put the 286 pieces together over 5 weeks on display for the public. And I encourage any of you who do work to bring it out to the main floor. The public loved this. We've done it about 4 or 5 times since then. So now 0319 hangs in our main entrance to the museum. You walk across the bridge, you're within 3 feet of him. You can see his worn down teeth. And when we put him together, it helped us determine that he was probably killed by an injury to one rib that punctured his lungs. We hypothesized that could have been intraspecific aggression from another orca, but we don't know for sure. So come visit 0319 along the boardway of the Academy.